The story of Spellcaster's Chronicle is one of magically imbued beings fighting for what is called the Source. The fights that happen affect what we call the Tapestry, a place/force where spellcasters from different time periods can arrive through gates and change the future. Collecting power through the Source is their goal. There are currently 2 maps that we can play on. The Mausoleum, which is a hub where ancient creatures once shaped the world. It houses very ancient artifacts that you can find throughout time. The other is the Nordic Shore, which is home to a lost empire known as Velm. The Great Wars have left this place barren, but one can still see remnants of mystical giants that once roamed these lands. We have 6 spellcasters. The Astral Monk is one of them and has a pretty cool story. At a young age, she was transformed by a gate formed from astral energy, and afterwards, she no longer had physical legs. However, her body was reshaped and replaced by astral lights. She now sees with 100 eyes and strikes with 1,000 fists. She's no longer an ordinary human, but has become an oracle and guardian for her homeland. Wielding her homeland's sacred scepter, her astral fist pierces through enemies with each strike. Her defensive option allows her to move faster while turning invisible. And best believe her passives are about that action too. Her spells deal increased damage whenever her targets are under half HP. Flying creatures that she summons also can turn invisible. And thanks to her cosmic connections, all astral spells recharge faster. Lastly, she's able to conjure a time bubble that freezes enemies and projectiles inside of it. Now keep in mind that this info is set to change as the game is still in its very early stages, so feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on the future updates and adjustments that happen in Spellcaster's Chronicle. On the flip side, the Iron Sorcerer is more of a defensive specialist who still packs a pretty mean punch. He is Spellcaster Chronicles' conqueror who tamed the storms of Velm. Before magic, he was a jack of many trades, from a raider to a prisoner, mercenary, but finally made a name for himself as taking over the fallen empire of Velm. No one knows his purpose and goals, but one thing is for sure, the Iron Sorcerer lives for war. In-game, his primary attack is specialized for mid-range combat, while his defensive option is a giant shield that protects allies and reflects some attacks as well. His power comes from the runes etched on his body, and even forged twin shields from the broken blades and armors he found within his homeland. His crafting abilities are due to him being a master of the metals one can find in the dust of Velm. This builder has 2 passives, one where creatures who come out from his buildings will have more HP. His second is where he has an increase of rank 3 population, but it comes at the cost of his rank 2 population decreasing. His ultimate unleashes a metal vortex that deals heavy damage along his path. Here we have the Fire Elementalist. He channels the flames of his ancestors' staff to lead his nation to glory. From childhood, he was taught to be a leader who demonstrates power, precision, and patience. When it was time to be trialed as king, he faced a fire titan for 7 days and 7 nights. With absolute authority and precision, he emerged victorious, but at a cost. Half his face was forever burned. His mask is now not only a crown, but a symbol of what determination means. His primary attacks burns enemies with powerful strikes that symbolizes both his fists and feet. His defensive option gives him an invincible dash in a chosen direction. His ultimate allows for him to capture a territory and inflict fire damage to any enemies within the range. He has 3 passive, one of which shows his leadership skills, where allied creatures near him can capture altars faster. The next 2 are more in line with his fire attributes. Damaging burning enemies heals him, and eliminating burning enemies recharges his elemental incantations. Next, we have the Swamp Witch. She's an exiled duelist who roams the free lands of Udril. Once a castaway from civilization, she found a new home where law and order no longer shackle her and other survivors. They found power buried deep in the swamp to form pacts, curses, and even reshape their bodies. Her primary sends out poison strikes from her staff that can deal tick damage. Her defensive moves gives her an invincible dash to a chosen direction. She has 2 passives that fit her mastery of the dead pretty well. If she eliminates a poison creature, her necromancy spells recharge faster. When her creatures are destroyed, her abilities also recharge faster too. Lastly, her ultimate gives her a Zenkai boost that buffs all spell damage. So if you like to run it down, she might be the perfect fit for you. The Healing Master in Spellcaster's Chronicle is one of the last mystic scribes. She's carrying the teachings of an wiped out order. Her homeland once praised her people as keepers of knowledge until a disaster made many turn on them for their magic. Their temples were burned, their history erased, and way of life all but gone. Now she might be the final survivor, holding on to the hope that magic won't always be feared. Till then, she uses her teachings to fight in the tapestry, with her primary attack being a brush strike, which damage enemies and boosts allies' HP. Her defensive option creates a barrier that absorbs projectiles and reduces all damage within. When she absorbs projectiles, all her holy related incantations are also recharged. Her passives are all about healing too, and thanks to her mastery of holy magic, all these types of spells recharge faster. And when she's able to heal, it also recharges her rank 1 and rank 2 creatures. She's able to emit an healing aura when on the ground next to her allies. Lastly, her ultimate, Seal of Immortality, marks the ground with a massive healing symbol to provide aid to her allies. Any team would benefit from this ink-wielding enchanter. And now we have the Stone Shaman. He is the spiritual guide of his nomadic tribe, a tribe that was shaped by the colossal Titan mountains, made from the source and the remains of ancient giants who had skin as hard as rock. He is able to hear the winds, voices, and heart of nature, as well as whispers from fallen titans that echo to him. He must protect his place from those who try to steal its power. He does this with his mountain staff that can deal heavy melee damage, even from a distance. His defensive move punishes anyone who tries to enter his barrier. As an enchanter, he's able to deal double damage to buildings, and while on the ground, all spells and creatures with wild attributes recharge faster. He also has an increase for rank 2 and rank 3 populations, but it comes at the price that his rank 1 populations decrease. Lastly, the Stone Shaman is able to do his best Gondalf impersonation and erect a humongous wall that can block even the Titans themselves. This is all I can find on Spellcaster Chronicles. If I miss anything, let me know down below. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want more content from this game. Till next time, stay safe, be a KDA warrior, and I'll see you guys later.